everyone, and welcome to the late edition of Movie Review 30 with a special guest, Kamil Dolmat.
Hi. Hey.
And the movie we have just saw together was the movie New Mutants, the last entry of the X-Men movie franchise.
And also, we would like to apologize for this really late delay for this movie, because most of you know why.
Yes, and we expected this film to be really, really bad, but it was only mediocre.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt the same way as you do.
What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't like it too.
Alright. As you know, this movie went through a crap ton of delays, and one of the biggest ones for the delays was, of course, the pandemic. And the movie could have been better, but no one was at fault here, unlike, say, Fan 4 Stick or, like, say, the first Guyver movie.
Or Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, they tried to make it good, but the matter of series of circumstances that awaited this film really took it down a notch, and it even got to a point where this X-Men movie franchise barely landed. It didn't crash and burn, but just barely landed.
Yeah, and so now let's talk how the movie opens up.
But first, since we saw this on demand, let's just say there will not be any previews. So
yeah, just like Scoop, there won't be any previews to talk about. So
yeah, and without further ado, spoiler alert.
But
if you're gonna see this, that is.
I don't think no one's gonna see it.
Man, that's their choice. All right, Dean.
So the film opens up a little promising, where we meet one of our main characters named Moonstar, where her and her dad are being chased by some unknown entity in the middle of the snow.
And then we cut to a hospital, and I use that term loosely because you'll find out that is actually a laboratory.
Yeah, and it turns out her father got killed by the unseen thing.
And eventually, over time, she meets like Alania, played by Anya Taylor-Joy,
and that
Sunspot. That's who I'm gonna name.
who turns all fire-ish.
And who else? William from Stranger Things.
Who just uses his arms to make him fly
or vibrate, or make him, or shoot him several miles.
And we have Arya, or whatever her character name is, Wolfsbone, but
the woman
Wolfsbane,
who was played by Anya Stark herself.
Macy Williams.
They each come from really tragic pasts. William, he accidentally killed his father in a mining accident.
The Sunspot
accidentally killed his girlfriend.
And
Alanya killed several pedophiles. Most likely pedophiles, and
one by one.
unfairly got confined to it.
And the girl who turns into the wolf,
Wolfsbane, who pretty much killed a priest who was basically physically abusing her, but not the kind that they are most infamous for, like via a burn mark to the back, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah. So yeah, so Moon starts getting to know the characters a little bit, even though one is a complete racist bitch.
That one being Alanya.
Yeah, and when Musa's trying to leave this place, unfortunately there was a big force field.
Yeah.
By Dr. Bitch.
Well, that's what he calls her. I don't know her name because I really don't. That's another thing that bothers me about this movie, is that unlike some villains that you are meant to hate them, it doesn't really give off that. I just don't feel anything about her. She's just there.
Yeah, but we'll get more about that maybe a little bit. But anyway, so So now there was a scene with William who is doing laundry with Sunspot, but then he started having these strange hallucinations of the mine incident.
The mining incident, and then the washing machine explodes. Well,
Somewhat.
it may have been foreshadowing, but they don't even explain what's going on there. I mean...
Yeah, it just feels...
Oh, wait, on second thought, yes, they do, but it'll be halfway through the end of the movie, so there's that.
Okay, your turn.
And then we get some pretty decent character development between Wolfsbane and Moonstar.
Yeah,
and they eventually start to become a couple. That I can give it credit for. I mean,
yeah.
I like how the characters develop.
Yeah, and also about Lania, well, she has this like weird puppet thing, which is a purple dragon. I was like, oh, is this supposed to be funny? I don't get it.
We'll explain that much later, like I said.
Yeah.
And then over time, Sunspot has a hallucination of his deceased girlfriend.
There's a scene where he goes in the pool with Lania, but turns out
it's his deceased girlfriend, and then the doctor pretty much confines them once more. Halfway through there was one thing we did forget. There was the truth detector thing.
Oh yes, I was going to mention that too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Truth detector, and then when Lana's on it, she tells the actual truth of what she did.
It does leave you a bit concerned about what she did, but over time you realize that the people she killed weren't really great at all.
Yeah, and there was a scene where Moonstar is talking about this necklace she's wearing, about this bear, which she calls the demon bear, and she goes into detail of what it's about, and I had a little hard time following of what she was talking about.
No fault there.
Because there are times I can barely remember what's going on in the movie. There was a scene where Moonstar and Elena, what am I saying her name right, with the sword?
Magic.
Magic sword. Magic. That's her name. Magic.
Her superhero name. Where the two start getting to each other's nose with bickering, and
then it escalates into a full-fledged fight where we then learn about what she can do. Yeah. Kamil, would you like to say anything?
Well, I was gonna say, Alanya, aka Magic, is Colossus' sister.
There's that.
Okay, back to what you were saying. I mean, back to you, Brock.
Thank you. Aside from that, over time, things tend to get things got worse as the doctor actually works for the Essex Corporation,
who is, yes, she's one of the main antagonist of the movie, and I just have mixed bags about her being the bad guy.
Yeah, I already stated my opinion. So eventually, her superiors basically tell her, Moonlight is too dangerous to be kept alive, kill her. And that's what she tries to do.
Before that, the scene where Macy Williams' character was gonna have a shower, and then she starts having a hallucination of the priest that you mentioned earlier. And
yeah,
it makes her go a little upset and turns into she turns into a literal wolf.
Yeah, and it turns out she gets another scar, so eventually I think this may be a sign that her...
So I guess the hallucination can be real? I don't...
Yeah, I guess she has, like, Freddy Krueger-esque powers.
Moonstar?
Yeah, and then anyway, as she's about to kill her, as she's about to send her to be murdered, basically, by the doctor...
Moonstar's about to be killed by the doctor, and then...
Magic's nightmares start to come alive, and
we should mention about Magic's her backstory with those people wearing the smile masks.
I think that might be a symbol for pedophiles.
Oh, and then Yeah, when you get to those hallucination people, they remove the mask and they're...
And they're monsters. I guess, like I said, symbol for pedophiles. They start out nice, but eventually, if you fall prey to them, they'll slowly reveal their ugly side.
Yeah, the monsters, they almost sort of look like Slender Man, but with sharp teeth. I tried to come up with good nicknames, but screw it, they're just Slender Man knockoffs.
Eventually, Wolfsbane learns that Moonlight is about to be killed. But she saves her in time. And as they try to escape, the Doctor eventually puts them in a force field and reveals what Moonlight's powers was that her dreams that she continues to torment her targets with nightmares over and over again until they eventually die.
Yeah.
And that's where the demonic bear comes in, kills the Doctor, and this is where it has a case of what I like to call the Evil Dead 2 formula.
One thing, you didn't even let me finish about the no-face smile creatures. Yeah. So yeah, Elena, the girl with the blonde hair had fears about those things, and she teleports away where William's like, really?
Yeah, that was in the middle of the saving scene.
Yes, and then Magic managed to kill all of them. I was like, well, there they go. That's the end of those smiling thingies. And now we go back to what you were saying, where the characters are trapped in these force fields by the Doctor, and
then a demon bear comes in. Then the demon bear comes in, which was emerged from Moonlight. What was her name again?
Moonstar.
Moonstar pretty much summoned and kills the Doctor, thus destroying the force fields surrounding the facility and them as well.
Yeah. So now Dr. Bitch is now gone, and I was like, good riddance.
And like I said before, this has a case of the Evil Dead 2 formula.
And now
it starts out as a horror movie. Well, what you can say is a horror movie is more of a mixture of horror and The Breakfast Club mixed with X-Men, and then it cuts to some really kick-ass shit.
And now let's go on to the climax, and we're gonna be honest, it's actually not done badly. It's actually done pretty good.
Yeah, and the dragon puppet actually comes to life, which is pretty cool. And
the dragon, when the dragon puppet comes to life as a little dragon, it kind of looks like Spyro. And one thing I know, that little dragon thing, his name's Lockheed. Isn't that right, Kamil?
Yes.
Yep.
And before they start the action, the character's like, you don't have a chance with that thing, it's magic. And then Elena's like, so am I.
And that's when badass shit really hits the fan. William joins in, Magic joins in, then eventually Sunspot joins in, even Wolfsbane.
So yeah, they all try to take down this beast while Moonstar is unconscious,
but like in her own personal hell, being haunted by the traumatic event of her past. While Wolfsbane, before she joins the fight, tries to...
One thing, I was making a little funny joke where the demon bear's trying to eat the wolf goat, was going like, I was doing like a nom 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 nom.
Basically a Pac-Man reference.
Yes, or a Pac Bear.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that joke was a little too far, but maybe...
That don't worry, it wasn't inappropriate.
Good.
So, eventually the...
So, Moonstar finally wakes up from where she sees her dad in her somewhat dream.
Yeah, eventually she wakes up and peacefully stops the bear by telling it to go back to sleep.
So
and the next day,
yeah. So the way she tells the bear to calm down, I was like, okay, I guess I'll give it a little, but it just seems a little anticlimactic where the bear goes to sleep and fades away.
Well, To be fair, it was from her own power, so of course it would make sense given that given everything else. But aside from that, the next day comes. Go ahead.
So yeah, like Musa is sort of like Raven, and Demon Bear is sort of Trigon-ish. Yeah, now with Demon Bear gone, now you can talk about the ending.
So basically, the next day comes. They learn that the force field isn't around anymore, and they leave.
And
that's it.
Yeah, that's actually how the movie ends. We're seriously not making this up.
Yeah, and honestly, the franchise pretty much ended by barely making a landing.
Yeah, it didn't crash and burn as we thought it would, but
it kind of just barely landed. It barely landed, not gracefully, just barely.
Yeah, and there's one thing I want to say, like, there are times the film doesn't really know what it wants to be. It doesn't know if it wants to be a horror film, a superhero film, or a teen drama. Whatever it's trying to be, it just didn't mesh very well.
Yeah, there are other times where the elements can mix well. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, I mean...
what about you, Kamil? What do you think?
Yeah, what...
I was gonna say is, I didn't like it, but I give it a 2 out of 10.
I personally give it a C.
Same as you, Brock, and...
Yeah, I mean, it could have been good, but
yeah, I mean,
I don't blame the film directors for... I don't blame the managers or the people behind it for the bad decisions. Bad decisions. It's just a series of circumstances pretty much denied it the opportunity to be better than it is currently.
So I think the X-Men franchise should have ended with X-Men Apocalypse and Logan.
Or Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dark Phoenix was just an okay movie, Camille.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could have just ended with Logan and it would have wrapped up like a neat bow.
Yeah, and... Oh yeah, and I want to talk about its distributors, 20th Century Fox. Oh, I mean, studios.
Yeah, this was released around the time Disney already completed its acquisition of 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, and
allegedly, rumor has it that it was changed to 20th Century Studios mostly to disassociate itself with Fox News as much as possible. But I don't know if this is 100% true.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm just not a fan of the new name 20th Century Studios. I mean, it's like you're trying to kill the Fox name.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, I mean, really.
All right. So aside from that, we personally think it's. Well, me and Dean think. Well, Kamil may not like it, given he's a comic book fan, whereas us, on the other hand, all I can say is, it's not worth your time. I mean, there are better movies out there.
I mean,
but it's not the worst thing to come out of 2020.
Yeah. I mean, I think John could be watching this video by now. Hey, so John, if you're watching this, I don't think this film isn't worth your time.
Yeah. So.
So yeah, we give a little shout out to
John McKenna.
Yeah.
Great guy. He's been with us since the beginning of. Our friendship.
John, if you're watching this, I actually wish you were here with us, man.
Yeah, same here.
So we really miss you.
Yep.
And so, yeah, this movie was kind of forgettable, but it had good ideas, but it just falls flat.
Yeah, but that's because of the circumstances that befell it.
So.
Yeah. So.
So yeah, to be honest, guys, I think we don't have anything else left to say. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, that's all we can say at the moment. So, in the meantime, this is...
Me, Camille.
And Dean, and one thing... And one thing, I think we should probably end this on a more proper cliffhanger this time, because you got a request from a certain friend of yours on the internet.
Yes, next review will be By the Sword, requested by Jack Buchanan, aka Big Jack Films. So without further ado, once more, this is...
Camille.
And Dean.
And Brock McGinnis from Light Post Films, signing off, and have a good rest of your day.
Adios.